solid.
It's solid,
Liver.
right? When you pinch it, you can
This
feel
is the
dense
liver.
cellular structure.
A liver.
It's dense cells and capillaries.
That one, right?
Now, one of the things that should be apparent to you is that it's divided into chunks. There's some deep valleys in it, dividing it into pieces.
I think it's 3.
Those chunks of an organ are always called lobes. Okay?
Low.
So the cat's liver here, typically right up front where you can see it, has 4 lobes.
Lobe.
And you see that the
L-O-B-E-S.
liver is divided into 4 chunks. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
1, 2,
2, 3,
3,
4.
4.
Okay? Now, here's the reality. The cat's liver is actually in 7 chunks, 7 lobes, but 3 of them are down underneath the other organs where you can't see them. So we're going to ignore those for the moment. Okay? I don't need to study those. But because we could have cancer in any one of these lobes and we want to be able to be specific, we should be able to name which lobes are which. This is fairly simple. The livers always have a big central divide right down the middle of the liver, right? And that divides it into a right side and a left side. But then each side is divided into 2 as well. So how would I name one side of this from the other? I'm on the right side. How would I tell these 2 apart?
Left and
Left
right?
and right?
Medial and lateral. Perfect, because they're side by side. They're not above, below. They're not in front and back. They're
Medial
side by side. So
and lateral.
watch me name the 4. Right lateral lobe of the liver. Right medial lobe of the liver. Jump over to the left side. Left medial lobe of the liver. And left lateral lobe of the liver. Make sense? Common sense? Right?
So, right medial,
So,
right
right and
lateral,
left and
Right
medial and
medial,
lateral.
wait.
Right
means the
lateral.
4 lobes.
right medial,
The little one's
right
the medial, right?
lateral,
Yes,
right
the little
medial.
one's medial.
Okay, so lateral.
And then left lateral
Left medial.
and left medial.
Like that, right? Right
Okay.
lateral, right medial.
Medial.
Let's compare what we just
Right
saw to
lateral.
the human. Okay?
To the
I'm actually going to take these 2 lung pieces off here. It's just easier to get to the liver if I do. Here is obviously the human liver, right here. Big brown organ. It's in the same exact location in me that it is in the cat. How many lobes do I see right here? 2. Just all I have to do is go right and left. Okay? The human liver actually has 4. There's a couple of small ones in the back, but we're just going to keep this simple. So I've got 2 in the front. Okay? So, human liver, cat liver. Pretty straightforward, right? Now, what's a liver for? Why is a liver in your body? What does it do for you? A little bit. When we say filter, yes, it does some filtering, but that's not its main job.
Right and
What's its main job? Okay? It is the guardian of your blood. Okay? When your blood passes through the liver cells examine the chemistry of your blood, and if something is not right, the liver cells make changes to those molecules in the blood to keep the blood balanced and stable. The blood reaches every part of your body. If there's something wrong with your blood, there's something wrong with all of you. So the liver's job is to monitor the blood and make sure that it's always healthy. If there are poisons in the blood, any of you ever have poison in your blood? Say it. Alcohol, right? If you drink alcohol, you have poison in your blood. It's a metabolic poison. If it was at a great enough concentration, it would kill you. The fact that you put it through your body and you put it through the liver means that the liver can handle that. But what does the liver do? When the liver sees alcohol molecules, the liver cells say, this does not belong here, and they take them apart and make the alcohol harmless. It does the same with drugs. if you take some Tylenol, it's right here on the inferior side of the liver. It's green, typically has a little number 5 on it. That's the gallbladder. That's the gallbladder of the liver. You should be aware of that. There's a tube leading from the gallbladder to your small intestine where it can do its work. Does the cat have a gallbladder? Yes, it does. Let's find it. Okay?
Probably underneath.
Look right here. Right side of the liver. 2 lobes, lateral and medial. Look right between them. Just spread them gently apart. And right between them, you'll see a little balloon. A little tiny balloon right there. That little balloon is the cat's gallbladder.
Oh, wait.
You can poke
It's
it with
between
your
the.
finger. It's mostly
Open that side.
inflated
Open it.
right now.
Oh, there it
Right.
is.
Because the cat's dead. if you
Right
didn't know.
there.
There.
Where?
We need our pointy thing. Right there.
Here.
Oh, that.
But get
Between
this
the right
angle.
and
You'll
left.
come here like this. There you go. I can't see what
Yeah,
you're
you're
doing.
pointing to it. Yeah. And that's between the 2 right
Gallbladder.
medial and lateral liver. Between the right medial and lateral.
Small bits fairly regularly.
So can you put on there next to gallbladder between the right and left medial? Or, I'm sorry, don't put between the right medial and the right lateral liver.
Okay, next. Okay, next one on my list is the stomach. Okay, the cat's stomach is over on more on the left-hand side of the body. And if I lift up the liver a little bit, look over to this side over here, there's a bag-like structure, sort of makes the shape of a letter U, like you see right here. That is the cat's stomach.
Sorry,
It's shaped like this.
he's not on his back.
Sometimes it's hard to
It's
see
kind
it
of hard to.
first, but it's sort of shaped like this. Okay? On your list, you can see that I'd like you to identify several parts to the
So
stomach.
is the U shape?
And actually,
Should we
what
do
is
that?
easier here is for us
This
to
U?
start with the human. Look up here, please. Okay, liver is more on the right, stomach is more on the left. I'm going to pull the liver out and see where your stomach sits. Some people think it's right in the center of your belly. It's not. The majority of it, especially the biggest part of it, is way over here on the left. I'm going to pull this stomach out. Handle this so everybody can see it. Now, here's the entrance. Here's where the food comes down from your mouth, down through the food tube, and notice it enters the large part of the stomach over here. But the stomach gets narrower and narrower as it comes toward the exit. And here's the exit over here by the number 4. So, this large bag-like area over here has a number 5 on it. That's called the fundus of the stomach. Fundus is the large bag-like area. Up here by the entrance is a little number 1. The area around the entrance into the stomach is called the cardia. Now, when I say that word, what does that make you think of? The heart, doesn't it? Why would they call something on the stomach with the word heart? Well, look at its position in the human body, right? What part of the stomach is closest to the heart, right?
Put it back
Closest
in so I
part
can see.
is right here around
Put it
the
back in so I can
entrance
see.
to the food tube. So that number 1 area, right around the entrance, is the cardia. As the food gets over here to leaving, the stomach gets narrow and narrow, so it can squeeze harder and harder.
Okay.
You've got to liquefy that food if you're going to digest it properly. This narrow part is called the pylorus of the stomach. So cardia, fundus, pylorus are the 3 main areas of the stomach.
Quick question: when someone has H. pylori, is that where it normally?
No, H. pylori is a bacteria.
I know, but I'm saying when they have the bacteria, is
Anywhere
that
inside.
Okay,
Yeah, not in one area or another.
okay.
Okay. Now, two other things, okay, or three other things. The pylorus is here, but the pylorus leads to the actual exit is a sphincter muscle. Now, you know what a sphincter muscle is like, right? What's the sphincter muscle you know best? Your anus, exactly. Not the planet, your anus, right? Right? And there's an anus-like muscle right here, very tight, that squeezes and keeps the food in the stomach until it's thoroughly liquefied. No chunks should get through here, just liquid food. Okay, so right here where the number 4 is really the pyloric sphincter valve as well. The stomach has two curvatures. There's a lesser curvature here with the number 2 on it. How do I tell it's lesser? Well, think about the distance from the entrance to the exit. If I travel this curve of the stomach, it's a very short distance, isn't it? What if I travel 180 degrees from that? What if I travel across the fundus, down underneath, and all the way around, and finally get over here to the exit? That's a long distance, isn't it? It's got the number 3 on it. So lesser curvature of the stomach and greater curvature of the stomach are two other important landmarks here.
Gotcha.
Once you've found that on the stomach, then it's not too hard to see. If you can kind of get your stomach up, get your fingers under it, play around with it a little bit, you can see that cardia would be here. The fundus is this big lateral bag part, and then the stomach of the cat curves a little bit more like this, but comes into the pylorus. And you'll probably even be able to see the dent where the sphincter muscle is, because there's always a tiny little bit of fat that makes a little white line right across the edge of the stomach. Right? And that's where that pyloric sphincter is, where it's a little cinched. So when I'm looking here, see my stomach up here? Right? Here it is. It goes like this. Mine is empty, by the way. One of the ones I pinched earlier, when you pinch it, you can feel all the cat food inside. Right? Here's my cardia way up here. Here's the fundus, this part, over to this side. It's curving around. There's a little bit of fat right here in the middle. It curves around here. Here's my pylorus. And that little white bit of adipose tissue crossing right there is where my pyloric sphincter is. Everything beyond that is small intestine. Cool? Got that?
You guys see it under there?
Okay.
Is it this?
Not, we're right at the end. I'm keeping you a little bit over. We'll stop right there. And next week, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pick up right from here and move on past. Okay? So, when you put this away, put your cat in the first bag, and then put your heart bag and your cat bag both in the big bag, and then you'll have them both to look at next week. Okay? Good?
I wasn't able to get a clear picture of the pylori sphincter. Do you mind pointing it out one more time? Because we couldn't even find it on our cat.
Sure you can. You see a white line right there?
Yes, right here.
No. Here's the stomach. And see, here's where it goes into the tube, into the small intestine. Where's the line between this and this? Here's the stomach. Here's the intestine.
Right here? This is fat though.
See that? No. Here's the stomach. Here's the pylorus.
Okay.
Here's the small intestine.
Yes, I see that right there.
Right. That little bit of fat right there. There's only fat there because there's a little dent where the muscle cinches. And so the shape of the stomach goes down into that little cinch, and then fat is in that little valley.
So this is...
So here's the fundus, right? Here's the pylorus over here. Here's where it's curving around this fat in here, right? And here's where the pyloric sphincter is, and here's where the small intestine starts. Okay? So,
Oh, and this is the U. Oh, this is the U that you were talking about right here.
See, watch me. See this fat right here?
Yes.
The U goes right around there. See
Okay.
the inside U where it says LC?
Yes.
That LC, that's right here.
Okay.
That's the lesser curvature of the stomach right in there. This is the greater curvature out here.
Okay. Got it.
Okay?